I put on for my city, even more for my company. The war might get ugly, fight it until we comfortably sitting in position, our faces all on our currency. Fuck the opposition, we cooking them like an oven bee. Wanna be a soldier, I show you, just come and fuck with me. Put you onto that fly living with fly fringes, fly women and fly linen that vibe with us. Ride with us, cause if you down, you die with us. Come supersize and serve with fries, nigga. Gotta spaz on them, the only way that I do it. I flow through it. And the bass through it, hop out with the same type mask that Bane uses. Me, I was born in the dark, we changed to it. Rappers went soft out here when he raised music. Stayed true with no skinny jeans or tight blazers. Beam on the chopper like a lightsaber. Gear like a Jedi, power a Darth Vader. Shot, giving you double like bar waiters. Cutting off haters, traders, no more favors. They want to get with us, we making them sign waivers. I don't make trap rap, this is that we a cat rap. Do it for them niggas, Mossberg up in they backpack. They tired of the projects, feeling just like a lab rat. Second from the Pyrex, wondering where the cash at. But we passed that, I'm just telling you what I'm mad at. Remember, used to seal them things tight in the glad wrap. So my demographic is soldiers that had it tragic. Pistol in the package of dreams of living lavish. No family, no team, but had to manage. We get them off the streets and get them niggas established. Getting back to business and getting rid of you faggots. No homo, way I ride a Caposo Polo. Cause we out here battling dragons but not Komodo. The type that choke Eric Gardner while others snapping photos. The demons that portray Von Martin up in the coffin. Coming for my portion, so hand it over with caution.
Cut all your antics and semantics, now I'm going rampant. With verses written by the hand of God like 10 commandments. These booty bandits in a panic and they acting frantic. The world's tired of that GMO, they want organic. A biohazard to a bastard situation tragic. This an invasion like we landed from another planet. A boss volcanic, always classic, you don't want no static. With so much flow to flood your city like that bitch Atlantis. Psychosomatic, dynamic, cut from another fabric. The Lord's bringing justice, vengeance for like an Hispanics. White folks are manic, satanic in all their ways and tactics. 400 years of oppression is crossing the Atlantic. His systematic practice got us all ass backwards. He kills us all and acts like we're the real savage. Please excuse me, I'm about to make another status. Fuck America, hashtag no white life matters. They want our head like John the Baptist. White America, been afraid of the black fist. Our trackless, got us on the FBI blacklist. Christ is coming back and knock the world off its axis. Try to sleep on me and I'm flipping over your mattress. Iverson flow, just go, I skip practice. You fake or bitch tendencies, nigga, you an actress. Things just ain't the same for rappers. Ever since the game got taken over by these crackers. Culture thieves, blood-sucking demons, Count Dracula. It's time to flip it back like a spatula. Spectacular vernacular, rhymes that'll damage her. Sucker MCs can't contend, don't got the stamina. They only in it for the cheese like a lab rat. These niggas been ducks. Affleck flow so sick, gotta approach me with a hazmat. You spit that raw hardcore, you scared of the backlash. Wanna clash, homie, we can crash like the NASDAQ. Our people royalty and we about them like ASCAP. While you trash rap, matter of fact, you can ask that. Right? We're independent, taking over, we don't rock with you. So they want a nigga taken out like the Apocrypha. Don't think I won't hit you cause I'm popular. Ty War been ready for war and so is Katiza.
One West is who raised, son. That's where I came from. That is my A1s. I'm talking day one. Rest of these niggas out here is just fake, son. Look, you can hate, son. You cannot take, son. I've been in every hood out of my state, son. Out in these streets, I'm steady blazing. Looking to cut a nigga like I'm Jason. I am the one. This is the Matrix. Going so hard that they think I'm an agent. Going so hard that they said I'm a Mason. These are the facts, though. I'm just amazing. There is no other way that I could stay them. I earn my spot, it'll never be vacant. These niggas lazy. They got complacent. They want to love all these fucking Caucasians. How the fuck we gonna rebuild our nation? You niggas feminine. Go get some makeup. Sorry, but my love is only for Jacob. We had some hard days. We learned some hard ways. Always. Just know that I pray that we get it out the dust. Only thing that I trust, knowing that my niggas gon' bust. That's thumbing up the rush, thinking that you won't get touched. Fuck when my brother get crushed, been through too much. Always come through in the clutch. Nigga just do what it does, fuck you thought shit was. Nigga, it wasn't. Know that I do this for dozen. Always kept it 100. Niggas know I never stunning. And I keep shit running, even on the days when the pain keeps coming, or a nigga fucked up and he feel like numbing. Show goes on, I just keep on drumming my faith, even on the days I wanna break. Saying how much could I take, still kept my faith, even when these niggas act fake. Even when it came like a snake, still kept my faith. Some days I ain't even wanna wake. Some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith. Even on the days I wanna break. Some days that my heart had aches, still kept my faith.
Dark days with no night vision, that's why my heart is a cave and there's ice in it. Don't even trust niggas no more, Lord is my witness. Me and these niggas ain't the same, it's a slight difference. Thought a nigga had my back, now it's a knife in it. But now I'm back at the back like it's the ninth inning. Still got the backpack packed in the back of the camp van. Taking any given chance to blaze on the white man. Son of Benjamin, born on the right hand. Never losing grip, I understand who I am. Met a man to show me the right path. Now I'm rooted in the truth, to rule is my plan.
Yo, shalom, 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 y'all, Bashim, y'all, Shah Barakatah, shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Latham, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, to Aqua.
Shalom,
I'm Kazak Amaf, officer of 1,000 of the ISUPK, all over Highland Park, Michigan. Got my main man, Awaja here, also officer of 1,000. Out there, he over Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Doing a damn good job out there. All right, I wanted to get off into beware of a wicked woman. And what caused me to bring this subject up is what we all seen at the awards with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Now, what I've noticed is a lot of women that's saying how he's supposed to protect his wife, but what did he protect her from? How was she attacked? Because a comedian told a joke. And I said at the worst, the brother could have pulled the brother to the side and, you know, checked him on what he said about his wife's illness. Shalom, sis, about his wife's illness with alopecia, and that's why she, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Because all in all, it just being pretty much what possibly looked like it could have been a misunderstanding of the brother. You know what I'm saying? He didn't mean anything by it. Even after Will slapped him, he said it was just a G.I. Jane joke. He didn't really understand what all the aggression was about. Now, had it been towards her illness, he would have fully understood, I'm sure. Anybody would. You talk about somebody's ill wife or diseases of their wife, of course a brother would be mad and in a rage. You know what I mean? But Will Smith, one, lacks honor. That's one thing he lacks. Then he let his wife rule over him. He is not what he used to be. You know what I'm saying? If he ever was, you know what I'm saying? Give me the scripture where it says, give not thy strength unto a woman.
Come on.
All right, and this right here is a sister teaching her son. You know what I'm saying? Parakia, it was ridiculous, completely and utterly ridiculous. To just walk up there and slap that man and then go back to your seat to yell out in an emotional fashion, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Then get back up and cry and apologize to everybody but the man you slapped.
Damn right.
And not to condone any violence, but as the general said, he didn't slap Tupac. She was deeply in love with Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Very disrespectful relationship between the two. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything to August Alsina. Not saying that he should have. I'm just comparing it. He didn't do nothing to August Alsina. And he didn't do nothing to D.L. Hughley, who has said many things. You know what I'm saying? He said plenty of things about Jada Pinkett. Plenty of them. D.L. Hughley went there at least 2 or 3 times. Now, people saying it was she just said it was scripted. Even if it was scripted, I don't even understand. The slap itself wasn't scripted. You know what I mean? The slap, you could see the skin move on his face when you go and Google it on the internet for him to walk up and slap it. And then Will gets back up there to start crying once again, as he's already done at the red table and all of that. He gets up there to start crying again and apologize to everybody. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have many words for 50, who messaged him directly and said, so she can give YouTube. She can give N-words, for lack of a better term, their permission to blow her back out. You know what I'm saying? And that ended in words between him and 50. You know what I'm saying? But you want to walk up and then slap another brother, even if there was a publicity stunt. How was that worth it by making it seem like you just slapped somebody? You want to be that memorable? You know what I'm saying? And even if it was a publicity stunt on Chris Rock's part, that is a horrible way to even fashion it. Seeing that his wife is a horrible being. Jada Pinkett is a disgusting being. D.L. Hughley says she's predatory. She's called her a predator. Because she like young boys. Her son comes home with friends and she's sneaking around with those friends that her son come home with. Even Will Smith saying how he was utterly sick of her. And he was done with her and all this, he wanted to get rid of her, but he ended up taking her back or whatever, however that went. But read what you got, Doc.
Kind of. This is Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 4. Salakia. Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 3. Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Give not thy strength unto a woman.
Do what?
Give not thy strength unto a woman.
Give not your strength unto a woman, man. You ever seen a man who woman runs him? You know, he looks destroyed. As like you see Will Smith, he just cries on national TV every chance he gets. You know what I'm saying? He's just crying now. Destroyed. Gave his strength unto a woman. Now he's destroyed on her. You see Dwayne Wade, as effeminate as can be.
Good night.
Destroyed under a woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these brothers are falling because they're giving a power unto women, and it was not meant for a woman to rule over a man. Read on.
Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Nor thy ways which that destroy of kings. You know what I'm saying? So it's not meant for you to give your strength. It changed the whole motion of a man, the actions of a man. Everything about that man becomes weak and destroyed. You know what I'm saying? I got homeboys that's destroyed under their women. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing they tell you in the UPK. One of the first things is to not be ruled over by a woman like most of these brothers is. And it kills them. You know what I'm saying? You can't stand for nothing. We had brothers coming to the school who didn't agree with something that's being taught and made him get up and walk out the school. Right along with her. You know what I'm saying? And that's Will Smith, and that's why he did what he did, man. You got a woman who sits there as if she's just on a throne all the time. And because of her emotions, people think that it was okay for him to go slap his brother. That's one of the most disrespectful things you can do in the black community, other than spitting on somebody.
Damn right.
Like, you got nationalities, they'll throw a shoe at you. And that's one of the top disrespectful things. They take off their shoe and they throw it at you. They threw shoes at George Bush many a times. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the top. But in our society, of our people, to spit on somebody and to slap them. You know what I'm saying? Like one host said, black brother that used to be on play football. I forgot what his name. But he said, he even broke it down, like even in slavery, they would slap you to belittle you, to make you feel and look like you less of a man. When somebody said, I slap you, like, yeah, that ain't something you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so you don't just walk around slapping men. It was a horrible thing that he did, man. Anytime you want to jump in and watch it, feel free as always. And, give me Proverbs 9 and 13. You go to Jada Pinkett, man. She's a wicked woman at the least. Wicked woman at the least. People always say, oh, they've been had an open relationship and they've been had this and they've been had that. If so, then why does she need to come out and say anything about August Alsina? If that was the case, why was Will Smith in tears? If that was the case, what was he crying about? If they got an open relationship, Why did they feel the need to come out and say, oh, we was kind of like broken up at the time, and that's when I did what I did? Because it's something there that bothered him that wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? When August Alsina came to. You know what I'm saying?
That was another reason why he Salaki, sir. That was another reason why he chose Chris Rock. You know what I mean? He ain't choose, like you said earlier, he ain't choose nobody like a 50 Cent or nothing like that. That was just the build up from him being so emasculated when she was on the red carpet talking about how she was unhappy and sleeping around with him. And I'm sure he wasn't the only one. She is a disgusting woman that just runs around and randomly sleeps with men. This is what she do. So she always is emasculating him in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And he just looked so weak and so defeated as he was sitting there and she was telling the story. And you know what happened? She got sympathy. And nobody cared about from him, which beat him down even more.
Yeah. And even when he slapped Chris Rock, he went back to his seat and the little outburst he gave, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Right. It's almost as if he wanted to cry when he was yelling that out. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing masculine about it. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes on and okay, like the comment here says, I mean, Chris did crack a bad joke, but he didn't have to slap him. And she said, I understand why he did it. Chris didn't crack a bad joke. You know what I'm saying? It probably was more so insensitive because of a condition that she has that he obviously didn't think too much about. You know what I'm saying? I need you to take over this class real quick, Salaki.
And not to mention, Chris Rock didn't do anything that no other comedian has ever done. They talk jokes about people's kids, about people's wives, parents, and anything else. He didn't do anything different than anything different than anyone else has ever done. It was just the fact. It was just the fact that it was so much built up inside of him that he had to take that frustration out on somebody. And because it was Chris Rock, that was the moment. That was the moment. Sis, that's exactly what I just said. That is exactly right, sis. That is what comedians do. Comedians crack jokes. It's what they do. It's what their job is. Everybody walking through that door that know a comedian is up on stage know it's a good possibility that the comedian may say something about them. They know this. You walk in there aware of that. Whether you like it or don't like it, you still conduct yourself in a manner because you know what the comedian's job is. Salaki, sir.
No, you on point. You know exactly what the comedian's job is. What I just asked you to get?
I think it was Proverbs 9 and Salakia. It's Proverbs 9 and something. Salakia, sir.
9 and 13.
Got it.
Yeah, a comedian. You want to go with a comedian for cracking a joke. Granted, if you want to call a joke insensitive, that's one thing. Not cause for being slapped. Could have been ended with a simple conversation. You know what I'm saying?
You still pull them to the side behind the scenes. There's still certain ways to go about there. Nobody ever walked up and just slapped the heck out of a comedian on stage for cracking jokes.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen all kind of Salaki, sir.
No, go ahead.
I done seen all kind of comedians crack all different kind of jokes, insensitive ones, fairy ones. I don't know what to say, Salakia. Different ones, man. And nobody has walked up there and slapped them in the face. They all laughed it off, and if they felt some kind of way about it, it was discussed behind the scenes. That was just, like I said, a build-up. A build-up of everything he went through from the time she sat on that dang on show on that red carpet and put all their business out in the street and made him look like the weakest man on the planet.
And she's continuing to do it. She just sat there. All she had to do was roll her eyes. He completely stopped laughing and walked up there and did what he had. Clearly, people didn't say something about it before. You know what I'm saying? The brother didn't think about her alopecia. It's not that serious. It's not a terminal illness. It's not none of that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't cause for that. It's just this guy trying to look like something, then get back up there and cry again and try to bring the Most High into it. You know what I'm saying? So read what you got, since they want to bring the Most High into it.
Damn right, sir. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
A foolish woman is clamorous.
A foolish woman is what?
Clamorous.
A foolish woman is clamorous. That's your J.D. Pickett. Just so prideful, sit back. You can see it in her. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
She is simple
Mm-hmm.
and knoweth nothing.
Not a damn thing. Simple and knoweth nothing. But thinks she's so wise and feels so high and mighty. Read on.
Verse 14. For she sitteth at the door of her house,
Mm-hmm.
and a seat in the high places of the city.
You see, they uplift J.D. Pickett. They just feel so sorry for her. And she sits there like some goddess. You know what I'm saying? Roll her eyes, and here comes her husband running to go attack some brother for a joke. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't think twice about. He just cracked the joke on stage. That looked like he just came up with it off the bat. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Read on.
Verse 15. To call passengers who go right on their ways.
Mm-hmm. Those people who was passing by going on their way. Going right on their way. You know what I'm saying? Those people who were just passing by. August Alsina, who was there visiting her son. Somebody who's just passing through. She calls them, those people who are just passing through. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 16. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
Who is simple. This was a younger man. Older women pretty much dominate younger men all the time because he was just simple. You know what I'm saying? He passed by in his simplicity and was caught in her trap that she set for plenty of young men.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and read on.
And as for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, verse 17,
Mm-hmm.
Stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret it is pleasant.
Those hidden things that you do feel so good. It's so much better. That stolen water is sweet. Though that bread eaten in secret, it's a wonderful thing. That's the game that she's running on that person who's just passing through, passing on their way. You know what I'm saying? She running that game on them and tell them how great it is. Just like you run game on anybody. Oh, this drug is so great, you want to try it. Oh, this right here is so good, you ought to try it. It's the same game ran 1,000 times that she's running on those that's passing by. You know what I'm saying? Look at how August Alsina was up under this woman, this wicked woman.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? He was so torn up when she tossed him to the curb after she was done with him. Why? Because she ran a certain game on him. And that's what this scripture is talking about. Go ahead.
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. But he knoweth not the dead are there.
He knoweth not the dead are there. The man that has been there. You know what I'm saying? That life that was put into her that just has died, that has rolled away in there. You know what I'm saying? She has spiritually destroyed a lot of men.
Damn right.
And the dead lingers there. Her body is a graveyard. Spiritually have destroyed men. It's spiritually dead. Will Smith is one of them. He's one of the dead that's there. August didn't know about that thing, but now you know. Read on.
And that her guests are in the depths of hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's it on that, sir.
That's it, so I can't hurt. Well, read the part you just said.
And that her guests are in the depths of hell.
That those who come and intrigue her or enticed by her are in the depths of hell. Tell me Will Smith is not in the depths of hell right now. You know what I'm saying? All she do is cry. All he does is cry, Salakia. This brother in the time where he's trying to be his toughest, he's crying. You know what I'm saying? He's crying in tears again. Red Table, he's crying in tears again. Even as she come home and say, I've never felt love. I've never felt it. She's in a few years long relationship with this brother already, and still gets out on public national TV and say how she's never felt any love. And him being a coward up under her wants to prove that thing. He's being ruled over by a woman, and it's all over scripture that this should not be a thing amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? Give me where it said children rule over thee.
Kind of.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be oppressed by your woman at all as a man. It would destroy you. The moment she started seeing that she can oppress you, she's going to continue to do it. She's going to assert her power, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it. You're going to be one destroyed brother, and everybody's going to be able to see it but you. And even when you do see it, it's going to be hard for you to get from up under it. You know what I'm saying? That situation, along with others, are disgusting. D.L. Hughley said it's predatory. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's just a predator. She's just going after younger men, doing what she pleases, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Even when she went after Tupac, I'm going to see if I can find it. Will Smith said he was intimidated by him, but yet you want to attack this brother for a joke.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find that, and that's really crazy because it's Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's seen Chris Rock be that type of guy. You can't pull up nothing saying Chris Rock is that type of dude. You know what I mean? He ain't that type of brother. But this is the comedian you want to slap. This is the guy you want to jump out. I seen the meme that said, you can F my wife, but you can't F with my wife. And it made so much sense, but it was the dumbest phrase I have ever read. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
You got that for me?
Getting it right now, sir.
Yeah, I want to pull up something with Tupac and Jada. Well, Will Smith was talking about their relationship. Well, it was really her and him talking about their relationship. Let's see if I can find it real quick. But he never lashed out at Tupac. This is not somebody he wanted to go at whatsoever at all. I get D.L. Hughley as well. I think.
Salakia, sir, just if I may right quickly. And that's crazy that while she been married to this man for 20 years. How old is Lil Jane? He about 20-something years old. She been married to this man for 20-something years. And the only joy that she says she's ever had is with men outside of their marriage.
Right.
She's never had joy within a marriage, but with every man is a man that was outside of the marriage.
Yeah, she's a sick
disgusting
woman.
As that.
Yeah, very sick. Stock, I'm finna run this video right here.
Jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my
God, that dude,
I'm gonna run this back.
And that was in the.
Listen to what he asked. Have you ever been jealous of the love that Jada had for Tupac? But now she's on national TV married to him, talking about she ain't never felt.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my
God, that dude. And and that was in the early days.
Yeah,
that was in the early days, and it was like, that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac, and because we had a little bit of a thing, right? Because they grew up together. And they loved each other, but they never had that. They never had a sexual relationship. But they had come into that age where now that was a possibility. And then Jada was with me, So Pac had a little thing on that, but she just loved him like he was the image of perfection. But she was with the Fresh Prince, So it was like. I never could, like, even we were in a room together a couple times. I couldn't speak to him, And you know, he wasn't going to speak to me if I wasn't going to speak to him.
Really?
But
It seemed like y'all would have so much in common.
no, that's what Jada would say all the time. She was
Right.
like, I'm telling you, y'all are so similar. You will love him. And I just never, you know, that was a huge regret of mine. I couldn't handle it. You know, I was the soft rapper from Philly, and he was Pac.
Right.
You
well,
know
at least
what
he
I
didn't do a
mean?
diss song about you or nothing.
I know,
That would've
right?
been awful.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I was deeply insecure, and just I wasn't man enough to handle that really.
So you can imagine who he thought he looked like walking up slapping the ish out of some brother on stage. You know what I'm saying? He trying to compare it to a brother that he openly admits that he was intimidated by. It made him insecure, her relationship with this guy. The love that she had for Tupac that everybody speaks of is damn near is undeniable. She anytime she in the interview, she talks about him. She can talk about him till the day is over. You know what I'm saying? She cries when she talks about him and everything else. But yeah, she hop on here. She can't say nothing bad about him at all. You know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing bad about Pac to her to this day, but she can embarrass her husband.
Damn
you know what I'm saying? She can utterly destroy the image of her husband on TV and watch him in tears, just cry. And nothing he does is too amazing to her. She don't care. You know what I'm saying? When she left him, she started a relationship. When they got back together, no telling who wanted who back. She came back and ended her other relationships or whatever she wanted to do. And she shows through many interviews that she has much more authority than his brother over her. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 Ezra 4:25. It's plenty ways that brothers have loved their wives, but it's one way when you love a wife and you let that take complete control over you. Don't get into that mushy love where you just can't live without her, or she leave you, you're just gonna be so destroyed and you can't function and you're making bad decisions. Now you're the emotional one and she's ruling over you because you need to impress her so much. You need her to want you so bad. You know what I'm saying? That type of woman is not the woman you need. You know what I'm saying? There are wise women in this world, and the scripture describes them. You know what I'm saying? They exist in the UPK. They described in the Bible, and I'm going to get that for you as well. But read what you got up.
1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
It said a man loves his wife better than her father and mother can love her. You know what I'm saying? A man has his love for his woman is so great, her father's love couldn't compare. Her mother's love couldn't compare. You know what I mean? That's a heavy love. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
All right. Verse 26. Yea, many there be that haven't run out of their wits for a woman.
Many has run out of their wits for a woman, then went crazy over this damn woman, man. You so in love, she done drove you completely and utterly crazy. You went crazy trying to keep her, trying to impress her, or keep her interested in you, and all of this other, trying to make sure no other man appeases her, or catches her eye, or can take her, or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. He's under a spell like a witch. You know what I'm saying? He's so deeply in love. There's nothing that brother can do. He's just whatever he thinks that come to mind, he just jumps up and do it. Go ahead, read on.
And become servants for their sakes.
And become servants for their sakes. Notice when Chris Rock said the joke, he said, Jada, love you. But some of us can't wait for G.I. Jane Part 2 to come out. Will Smith laughed, she stopped, rolled her eyes. Next thing you know, Will Smith on his way up on the stage. That's all it took. You know what I'm saying? It's like calling a security guard, or signaling your security guard to go handle something. And he jumps and run up there because he knew it was a harmless joke. You know what I'm saying? It's something that could have been spoken over, anything else. But because of him being her servant, he didn't think twice about it. I guarantee you, had he just gave Chris Rock a signal not to do it again, Chris Rock would have apologized. You know what I'm saying? Just as he yelled out, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Don't mention my wife. Chris Rock said, I won't. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. I won't. That's all you had to do. That's all he had to do, and the brother would have accepted it as he accepted it then without being slapped or embarrassed or humiliated or anything else. Just because this sister humiliates you on national TV does not mean you should return that favor upon the brother. Humiliate her. That's who did this to you, not Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? He haven't done anything. But let's look at this right here to where D.L. Hughley mentions his wife. He hasn't been slapped. You know what I'm saying? He's more than likely not going to be slapped because he don't come off as a brother who's going to let you do a certain thing to him. Not looking at the way he goes at Kanye and bites him to handle it however he needs to handle it. You know what I mean?
Damn right.
I mean, speaking of marriage, since our last interview, Will Smith wrote a book.
Right.
And he talked about Tupac
Mm-hmm.
in the book. He said,
Mm-hmm.
I hated that I wasn't what Tupac was in the world. And I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that.
I saw that.
And the two, their relationship is so, I don't know, just you scratch your head because it almost seems like something bad happened between them and she's going to publicly embarrass him over and over again until whatever's fulfilled in her heart.
I can tell you this. I've made so many horrible mistakes in my relationship. I'm in no position to talk, but I will say this.
Okay.
You're not fearing to tell my business on TV all the fucking time. I want to go on the red table. Hey, bitch, you got to talk this kitchen table. Do you think we living on? You think we living this good because those set it off residuals? You think they making Nurse Hawthorne too?
Jason's lyric,
right? They ain't doing that again. And Tupac is dead. He is. So at a certain point, I think the grace that we generally extend to anybody else outside of our partners, we have a hard time extending to them. And there's a certain amount of grace you need to have with somebody who you taking vows to. There's a certain amount of grace you used to have. And that seems decidedly ungraceful to me.
Right. Down to the entanglement.
I'm like,
with August Alsina.
I'm not. There's a certain amount of like, even if you can lie to protect too, right? Like you can go, I don't want.
I've done lots of that.
But if you just did fucking, I'm in no position to speak about somebody else's dynamic. I will say this again. There's a certain amount of grace you need to have with somebody that you've decided to marry and stay with and be intimate with. And there are things you can't unsee and things you need to give people grace. And if you don't, you can be honest, but not brutal. Brutal and honesty don't go together. We put them in the same sentence, but now all of a sudden you really emphasizing the brutal. The honesty part is, well,
basically all he's saying is she wouldn't have did that to him. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have been going on a red carpet to expose their business, to embarrass them, and to do none of the extra stuff that Jada was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
And it's another interview where he went even further to say even more, you know what I'm saying, about it. He talked about her being predator-like. I forgot the words he used, but in this one, he sat there and talked about how she ain't paying no bills around the house. Her movies ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't live like this if it wasn't for him. And all this different stuff like that. So I didn't exit it out. And all you can do all this different stuff like that. And he hasn't been addressed yet. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been addressed. He said what he wants to about Jada. You know what I'm saying? He said what he felt like and he said what he said, and Will Smith ain't say nothing about it. I'm sure he heard about the interview. You know what I'm saying? With Tupac, he was so intimidated, he didn't do anything. He was in a jealous rage to where he wanted to add up to Tupac and couldn't even find it himself to even speak to the brother, to even open his mouth to the brother.
And Salaki, that shows you how beat down he is. He want to live. He married to this woman, and he trying to live up to another man and be like another man that his wife is idolizing.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
And still haven't added up to it. So he walking up on that stage to slap somebody. He trying to be that bad boy image that she like, and he can't even do it because he busy crying. He crying afterwards and want to bring up scriptures and all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? What you got? You still in First Ezra's?
Kind of, sir.
Hey, read that for me. Continue.
Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for woman.
Many also have perished, erred, and sinned for women. Same thing Will Smith is doing right now in his era, attacking a brother that really meant no disrespect. That's it. He just told a joke that was just so happens to be something he shouldn't have told. It's insensitive. He didn't really realize it. It happens to the best of us. We say things and it triggers something that we didn't really notice. I've done it plenty of times. Didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? And it caused him to err. This same thing has caused death in men. You know what I'm saying? It caused men to die. You know what I'm saying? It was a scripture I was looking for that's a precept to this, but I could not find it for the life of me. I'm going to try to find that scripture. I need that scripture for this precept. But it says in their error, it causes death and what else? Sin.
Kind of like sin. They have
And their error, it
erred.
causes death and sin. Plenty of men has died trying to. That's something that's so common in the black neighborhood, where your sister come get you, or I'm gonna call my brothers and I'm gonna call my boyfriend. I'm gonna call such and such. So now they ready for you to pull up, and you come into a situation not really knowing what you coming into. Beat up, jumped, shot, stabbed, all types of stuff because of a woman couldn't control her emotions. When in all reality, she got into it with a man because she just so outrageous. She wanted to be tough and challenge the man like she's a man. And then when he got with her, she wanted to call you into a situation not knowing what she's dealing with. And the moment you shot and killed, it's oops. It's oh my brother. Oh, he in prison. Oh, it's because of you. It's because of you. You didn't try to avoid that situation. As a matter of fact, you gave the enemy you just made the heads up. All right, Elijah, you want problems? What I'm finna do, I'm finna go get my gun for you. I'll be right back.
Damn right.
And you either gonna be gone or you're gonna be sitting there waiting for me to return because you got something for me. Me not knowing what you got for me, and none of that. I come out and all my surprise is you already aiming at the front door. I'm gone. Who fault is that? It's mine, and many different occasions. You know what I mean? That's what's sick about that, man. Read on.
Verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
And now do ye not believe me?
Now do you believe? He's asking, do you believe? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because people need to be proven a certain thing. Go ahead.
Is not the king great in his power?
Now it's telling you the backstory. It's not a king great in his power. A king is great in his power. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody mess with the king. He's the king. He got the army. He controls the people. He controls the land. He controls the riches. Go ahead.
Do not all regions fear to touch him?
Nobody will touch the king. You know what I'm saying? You touch the king, you even attempt to touch the king, you're more than likely to be beheaded. Read on.
Verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Yet did I see him and restrain the king's concubine,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter of the admirable.
Right. So he said, yeah, he's seen the king's concubine, which is something like a wife, but a little bit lower than a wife. Read on.
Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king.
She's sitting right at the right hand of the king. And with her, he is not that evil monster that you fear. He is not that man that you fear in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? He's just a big teddy bear in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? Most of the men that seem so dangerous got a woman at home who they're not so dangerous to. You know what I'm saying? They just don't, they come home, their kids and their women just don't see him as that same guy. He's just this loving, caring guy who they bother and gets on his nerves and do everything that you talk back to him and challenge him. You know what I'm saying? Because he loves his family. Men love their wives. They love their women. Go on.
Verse 30. And taking the crown from the king's head,
Mm-hmm.
and setting it upon her own head.
And took the crown off his head and put it on her own head. That's a challenge if a man had done it. But that's his wife. That's his woman. Go ahead.
She also struck the king with her left hand.
Smacked him. Hit him. I ain't gonna say smacked him. Hit him with her left hand. She got the courage to take his crown off, put it on her head, and strike him. You know what I'm saying? This is what he witnessed. You know what I'm saying?
Good night.
Men are docile towards their women and are very aggressive about their women. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And yet for all of this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth.
And he gazed upon her with his jaw dropped. Like she was the most beautiful thing around. Go ahead.
If she laughed upon him,
Mm-hmm.
he laughed also.
Yeah, this is Will Smith. Supposed to have been the king of his house. They call him the Fresh Prince. That's what they call him, the Fresh Prince. Jada able to take the crown off his head, put it on her own. She struck him in many ways. She struck him when she came out about the whole entanglement. Struck him when she came about not feeling love, and she gave permission for this guy to do that and this to her, blah blah blah. She's done these things to him, and yet he still sits there trying to compete with another brother in awe of this woman.
Damn right.
Even though she's utterly destroyed him and utterly conquers this man. Read on.
But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter.
Yeah, when she ain't feeling you, when you done pissed her off, when you've not added up to her expectations, you got to do something to flatter her. Like slap a brother who just cracked a joke. She was displeased. He laughed. She was displeased with the joke. Now he got to correct that mistake. Is that not what Will Smith did?
That's right.
You can see him on video laughing. Next thing you know, she rolled her eyes. She's displeased. It's a displeasure. He's on his way up to the stage to slap a man, getting extra emotional. Go ahead, read on, Salaki.
That she might be reconciled to him again.
That she might be pleased with you and happy again, happy with you again. That's all he wanted from that woman. Because why? Because he's destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever get there with King Lemuel? Give not thy strength to a woman?
Con, we went over that first.
You said you went over that first?
Con, you did.
Oh, okay, Salaki. Well, okay, good, because I wanted to reference it, but I didn't want to pull it. I'm glad we did pull it. But yeah, he gave his strength to a woman, and these are the things that he's doing to keep this woman's attention, to keep this woman happy. You know what I'm saying? Let that have been a brother that was really on that. You know what I mean? Let him really been on that type of situation, and he walked up there and slapped his brother. You know what I'm saying? This has been your real Chicago types, Detroit types, you know what I'm saying? Your real gangster types, and you walked up there to slap one of these brothers, and they ended his life, or they had his life taken from him. You know what Jada Pinkett would have did? Cried for a moment, get some publicity, and been hand in hand with another brother, just like she was with August Alsina at another award show, taking flicks with him.
Damn right.
That's the way it would have went. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And it's a sad situation that it goes in that manner, and we got to learn as a people to stop it. We got to stop that as a people, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. You know what I'm saying? Women, in the scripture tell you, sin come of a woman, and through women we all die because of those sins. Trying to impress them, trying to make them look at you, trying to make them feel safe, trying to make them feel pleased with you. You got that for me, Up?
Con.
Read on.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24.
Mm-hmm.
Of a woman came the beginning of sin.
A woman came the beginning of sin. This was the beginning of sin. She talked her husband into sin. It's been since the beginning of time. She caused him to go sin. First sin committed by Adam was caused by him listening to his wife. Read on.
And through her, we all die.
And through her, we all die. This is why we meet our demise, because of that first sin committed by Adam, led by Eve. It's been since the beginning of time, but yeah, we make the same mistakes over and over. Our people are insane. Ain't that the definition of insanity?
Con.
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Our people have gone utterly insane under our oppressor. know what I'm saying? We are destroyed up under our oppressor. And I'm gonna show you, I said I was gonna show you a wise woman. Ecclesiasticus 7:36. That's also called the Sirach, right? Sirach. I think they call it Sirach as well.
I think so too. 7:36, sir.
7:36. I gotta get a more comfortable chair. So I actually sit back and not end up with back problems.
Slocky, you said Ecclesiasticus 7:6 or Sirach?
I think they're the same thing. Ecclesiasticus 7:36.
Kind.
Yeah, I think they're the same thing. But yeah, it's a lot of things in this world that we need to fix with our people, and that being one, man. Let's stop being so emotional up under our women. Be logical. He didn't have to slap Chris Rock at the end of the day. It was nothing amazing. Nobody's seeing him as a tough guy after that. I'm sure she didn't see him as a tough guy after that. She probably took some pleasure in seeing Chris Rock get slapped at the cracking a joke on her. But he's a comedian. He's meant to be funny. That's it. He wasn't trying to be malicious towards her. He just cracking a joke. I'm sure he's gonna go to another joke. He looked down, seen her haircut, thought of G.I. Jane. Hey, this would be funny. I'm gonna crack this joke. Simple as that, man. That could have been ended so much easier. You know what I mean? Go ahead, read up.
Ecclesiastes 7:36. Whatsoever thou takest in hand, remember the end, and thou shalt never do amiss.
Go ahead.
That's the end of that, sir.
But that might not. I'm Salaki. Let me find this one.
Salaki, could it have been 26, sir?
Read it.
Ecclesiasticus 7:26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? For her sake, Salakia.
Now go ahead.
For her, forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman.
No, that's not it, Salakia. I'm trying to think. The Sirach is what in the scriptures? Ecclesiasticus, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Ecclesiasticus 7:36, I believe. Salakia, let me check.
That's what I just read, sir.
I might be making an error. If so, we'll just skip it because I might have. Yep, I might be in error. Salakia, just give me Ecclesiastes 26:6. Did we get that already?
No, sir.
All right, just pull that for me. I'm gonna see if I can find that one that I was looking for.
Ecclesiasticus 26:6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman.
Go ahead.
And the scourge of the tongue which communicate withal. Verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that holdeth of her is as though he held a scorpion.
He that holdeth evil woman or evil wife is as a yoke shaken to and fro. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of, just mixed all up for real, beaten down. And he that holdeth her is like a man that's been stung by a scorpion in pain. You know what I'm saying? Just completely in pain. This is Will Smith. It's like I should have had you drop down a little bit more. I can't remember the exact scripture though. But this is Will Smith. He holds on to Jada Pinkett, and his brother is just in tears all the time. And she embarrassed him at will to cause him more pain without a problem at all. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 8. A drunken woman and a gatherer aboard causes great anger. And and she will not cover her own shame.
And will not cover her own shame. She's so proud. Even she sat there proudly as she told everybody, "Oh yeah, I did this with Augustine. I did this." Yeah, she had no shame that he was a younger man. She had no shame the embarrassment it caused her husband. She had no shame when she got on the red carpet and spoke down on how she never fell in love. She had no shame introducing him to a man that she's seen as her idol. You know what I'm saying? She had no shame in this whatsoever, man. You know what I'm saying? With that, I'm pretty much out of time. Run through the announcements for me, Yak, if you can.
Of course, y'all know we got the Passover coming up. April 15th. We're gonna be in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Y'all come out there and celebrate the Passover, man, and be a part of this brotherhood, man, and get in and be a part of this one body. It's time for all of Israel to come together, as Commander General Yohana gave the decree for all camps to come together. And we should all be there celebrating this day and this time, especially when it's getting closer and closer to the Most High delivering us out of this kingdom.
Damn right.
Also, we have the felony expungement program in Michigan. Y'all get in contact with Detroit Israelites and contact the school, and will let us help you get some of them felonies up off your record and get some of this oppression up off of you, man.
Damn right.
So like I said, that was
That's it. And also tomorrow, be sure to tune in to the word to the unwise that he always forgets us. Every single time. Every time, Salakia.
I couldn't help but notice your pain. My pain? It runs deep. Share it with me.
Every time. Coincidentally, that's no pun intended with the Tupac beat in the bag. That was already there for those who watched our podcast. But yeah, man, with that, shalom.
Shalom, Israel.